Now this is a little bit of a spoiler. This didn't go as I'd planned, but there's a good reason. And I kept this in the videos so that you can see what didn't go to plan and why. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy here from Toonpish Crafts and I hope you're doing okay. I absolutely adore owls. So when I had the chance to make some owl inlay couples, I jumped at it and I could not wait to make them. I absolutely adore these little inlays and I'm going to use them in this video, and I want you to tell me what you think because I think they are so sweet. Now you may have seen a video I did a couple of weeks ago on how to make your own inlays and moulds easily, and I'll put that link in the top right hand corner so you can go and check that out. But these little owls are so sweet, so let's have a look at them. So these are the little inlays that I'm talking about. They are kind of couple owls. Absolutely beautiful. They're in a heart shape and I just fell in love with them. I just thought they were so adorable. The detail on there is absolutely amazing. So much detail. Now I'm going to make these really simply, the most simple way I can possibly make them, and it'll still give an amazing effect, fingers crossed. I'm placing one in a round keychain mould. I'm just doing 2 examples. I was intending to colour the other one outside a mould, but I changed my mind later on. To start with, I'm going to use the green mauve colour from the holographic chameleon Toonpish set, made by Emma the Tiny Turner. Now I'm not keen on a green colour, but this green has a mauve twist and it is extremely holographic. And all I'm going to do with this at the moment is just cover the entire piece. The inlay, what it's in, the mould, the sides, absolutely everything. It couldn't be simpler. If you're new to resin and want a simple way to make pieces, this is it. Even if you're a seasoned resin artist and lack a little bit of time, which I do at this time of year, this is the perfect plan. You can see as I move the mould, the purple twist or mauve twist is absolutely gorgeous on this. And although, like I said, I don't like green, that purple just makes up for it in my opinion. And there's a lot of green lovers out there that deserve green in videos occasionally. But it will be just occasionally. You would have seen me do this 1,000 times, but I do love the effects it gives. It is such a simple way to make beautiful art. As I'm colouring this, I found a tiny bit of resin stuck to the mould. That's going to annoy me when it's demoulded and you can see that at the front. So I made sure I took that little annoying piece of resin out. I thought I'd check this mould, to be honest. Obviously I'd missed that piece. Emma's pigments are so vibrant, so high quality. They do cost more than other pigments, but they're so worth it in my opinion. But once I'm happy that I've completely gone round the entire piece with this beautiful mauve green colour, I blow off the excess powder and I just make sure it's well and truly burnished into that mould and inlay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of tape. Now this is just packing tape and I'm just going to take off the high parts of these owls. I'm not touching the mould itself, just the owl inlay, and I'm taking off the high parts from the inlay so that when you add another colour you get a two-tone mottle effect on the front. Whatever colour you put on the mould first is the colour that you'll see when you turn it out. Tape is a very handy thing to be able to use with inlays. You can also use sticky ear cleaners that I've used in the past for very small detail. They are brilliant too. You can use baby wipes for larger areas and cotton buds with isopropyl alcohol that work equally well. And if you have a really large area, you could also use lint rollers. They work too. Basically, anything that cleans or is sticky will work. Now I'm going to use some silver holographic from Let's Resin's holographic pack. And I'm just going over the top of this owl, putting the silver where the tape has taken off the colour. Now this holographic silver powder is very dense. It is extremely thick and will take over most things. Any colour that's already on there is going to have this silver behind. Now that's not such a bad thing, but I really wanted the green original colour to stay. Blowing off the excess and burnishing in that colour, it did occur to me that it may have changed the original colour a little bit too much. So I wanted to put a bit of the original colour back in, just in cases. And although it's there, it is underneath the silver. The silver will react and change that slightly. So I just decided to take off a little bit of the silver round the eye sockets and put some more of the original colour back on. Now, as I said, it's still there. You can see it. It will be seen from the front when you demold. But I just want a little bit more of that original colour back on there around the eyes. I think the eyes are the most important part of any picture that you put into anything. If the eyes aren't right, then nothing else will look right. If you're enjoying this content and getting something out of it, why not push the subscribe button? It does not cost anything. It will definitely help my channel out. And if you press the notification bell, hopefully you won't miss another video. Because sometimes I do put extra content out when I have time. At this time of year though, I don't get time at all. So I think now I've got the desired colour that I want. The silver is there, but so is the green mauve. So moving on to the second one, and this time I'm going to use the purple magenta from the Toonpish range. And I have put the inlay in the mould as well. I wasn't going to, I was going to colour it to start with, but I want this to be extremely easy, extremely basic. So I've put it in the mould as well. Again, I'm just going around the entire mould with this colour. Sides, the bobbly bit in the middle for the hole, it's all getting covered in this purple magenta. Now this is more my colour. I definitely am a blue purple person with red, blue, purple. That's me all over. And again, I'm going to go in with tape and take off the high parts of the inlay design. Just making sure I don't touch the mould part itself, just the inlay. And now I'm going in with the green mauve and going over the top of this piece with the green mauve. So in total, with both pieces, I'm only using 3 colours. Holographic green mauve, holographic purple magenta, and the silver holographic from Let's Resin. And I think these will work quite well. What colours would you choose? Let me know in the comments section below what colours are your favourites. So now I've coloured them very simply. I'm going to use black polyurethane for this pour. It's for quickness. For those of you who don't know, I'm a postie in my day job, and this time of year is exhausting. I do wonder actually if I'm getting too old for the job, but it is what it is, and I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and I really try hard at Christmas to get everybody's parcels and mail out to them, like every postie does. But that does limit the amount of time for crafting, and I buy so much online myself. So for me, for all the delivery people, thank you so much. So just a few hours later, I can demold. Black polyurethane only takes 45 minutes to cure. And I'm very happy that none of the polyurethane black has gone under the inlays. Well, maybe just a little bit on the edge, but that's it. The inlays come out really easily and the designs are stunning. Now you could go to town with pieces like this. You could really colour them. You could give so much detail with different colour micas. This is a simple make. I do have a little underspill on one of them, so I'm just going to snip that off. Most of it just peels away. It gives a little bit of a black shadow around the edge because it's black polyurethane. By the way, you don't have to use polyurethane in your makes. You can use 2-part epoxy, which just works perfectly, but it does take a bit longer to cure. You can use fast cure that takes 2 or 3 hours, but I chose polyurethane because it only takes 45 minutes. Now I wanted something on the back of these pieces, and I didn't have time to set up some beautiful UV DTFs. So I decided to go with water slide, which I had in my drawer. So I made up some really beautiful slogans, some really nice wording. I printed it out on some water slide paper. I had already sanded down the backs of the pieces, not to a high quality, but just so they were nice and flat. Now I do have a little corner snipper, which is actually one of my favourite pieces of equipment. If you're making squares, the last thing you want is to have a sharp edge. And this little corner snipper just makes things look really professional, I think. So I cut all these pieces out of the water slide paper and I put them through the corner snipper just to give them a little bit more of a professional edge. Now this is a little bit of a spoiler. This didn't go as I'd planned, but there's a good reason. And I kept this in the video so that you can see what didn't go to plan and why. Water-side paper is basically separated in water. You let it soak. It will roll up when it first goes into the water, but leave it until it settles down and is flat again. And you pop it onto the surface that you want, hold it on one side and slide at the bottom on the other side. Can you spot why it's not going to work? Let me know in the comment section below if you see what I didn't. Now, I couldn't quite grab hold of the bottom, so I grabbed a knife just to pull it out with. It was only then I realised this is not going to work. It's a black surface, and this water slide paper is clear, not white. So you cannot see any of that writing. That was a complete fail. Absolute complete fail. It was a nice idea, but doesn't work on black. Would have worked beautifully on a white background, however. So I printed the same images on some white sticker paper instead. So I cut out the pieces that I wanted. Again, I snipped the corner. I do think to myself at this point, I really should get my own UV DTF printer. Maybe one day I will. There's quite a large investment, don't you think? Maybe one day I'll get my own printer. I just didn't have the time to arrange some UV DTFs from Amanda Tarwood at Resin Supplies then. If I'd have thought about this earlier, if it wasn't Christmas, then maybe I would have done. So once my stickers were all snipped and the correct size, I could place them on the back. I just think the back needed something that you might not have, and I only roughly sanded these pieces just to give them a flat, nice edge. I could have done with sanding them up to a nice shine, but again, I didn't have the time. This is a really quick project, but look at those inlays on those keychains. I just think they are adorable, absolutely beautiful. Even though this was so quick to make, I made them in a couple of hours. I think they just shine. They are stunning, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I wanted to show you, I think they are beautiful. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I really hope you've got something out of it. Not everything you make has to take hours, has to take days. You can make things that are beautiful in just a little time. Anyway, come back and see me next week because you never know what I'm going to be up to. I never know what I'm going to be up to. Have a great week. Happy crafting and bye for now.